Emmanuel, and in just 3 weeks, he found the deal of a lifetime, negotiated an offer, got it accepted, found the EMD from a third party, me, and then found the buyer to sell it. Now, how did he do all of that? He's a member of the Flip Flop Flipper Apex community. And inside of Apex, he was able to find the buyer who's an operator. He was able to find someone who wanted to put up the money, and he's got the deal of a lifetime done, and is going to make $40,000 on his very first deal. So if that sounds good to you, and you want to be like Emmanuel, comment Apex, and I'll send you the link.
Wow, guys. Look at this new background. Adon, I really like it. I'm just now seeing this. Welcome to the Flip Flop Flipper Power Hour live Q&A. We just got to make these names longer and longer.
Number 70?
Number 76.
Number 76.
Brought,
What?
I was going to say brought to you by Grondo, but no.
Well, we saw Mr. Wonderful advertising on our page.
Yeah, how cool is
right
that?
before, so I think that says something.
I
don't know what.
I don't know what either. Hey guys, put where you're watching from in the chat. Say hello to us. Hey Jeannie. Hey
Jeannie,
Marat.
how are you guys?
Adon, where are you watching from?
From my house.
Very inspired.
Yeah.
Adon is in the penthouse in
The
Guaynabo.
penthouse.
Yep.
Alexandria. That every week you're here, man. I love it. Well, guys, put your questions in the chat. We are happy to talk about anything.
Anna's here too.
Anna, hello from Puerto Rico.
Fabian from Morovis. I don't recognize Fabian. Do we know Fabian from Morovis?
Fabian, I don't know.
All right. Well, good to meet you. Good to see you, Jay Fernandez. Welcome.
Me and Adon are fighting over the buttons here. We're clicking.
You take over the buttons.
No, it's all you.
McKenna's sending off offers, you guys.
Yeah, I'm doing live offers while you guys are watching this live stream. Look, I'll show you. I'm over here putting offers together, sending them off. About to go into DocuSign. So, guys, send off an offer while you're watching.
How
and
many
let us
times
know.
have you offered on this property?
I've offered 7 times on this property.
Been under contract or thought you were under contract?
I thought I was under contract one time.
Yeah.
We had agreed upon terms. They blew up the deal. So now I'm back to like my second or third offer, which is my new bottom because they really pissed me off. So I said, hey, either you can do what we agreed to, or if you wait till tomorrow morning, I'm going back to my old offer. So let's do something right now. And they just didn't respond. So now I'm sending in my old offer. But
Hey, you were working on that when we were in
Monroe,
Louisiana.
I've been working on this house for 45 days, which is
That's
ridiculous.
pretty good. I mean, you're doing this for your friends. It's
Yeah.
pretty nice.
No, it is.
Well, guys, while they're making offers, start asking your questions, and it'll be a lot better.
Yeah, you guys, you know the way that this format works is you ask the questions, we answer them, and we'll talk about anything you want. There's a lot going on in the world. I mean, we could talk
Manuel's
about
gonna go look at
the Middle East is going to affect real estate in the States.
All right. How's the Middle East war going to affect real estate?
oil
For
prices.
For you.
It's not going to affect it at all. As long as they don't blow something up here,
As long
I
as they
think I'm
stay
going to
overseas.
continue business as usual and pray that they don't blow something up here. In Puerto Rico, it's highly unlikely that they're going to blow anything up.
I know,
So
we got Disney World over here.
I mean, they could blow Disney World up. It's an easy target, but Disney's pretty good with their.
Quick question on the deal analyzer in the deep dive worksheet. Where does the amount raised from investor number under that equity partner section come from? I couldn't figure it out. Thanks.
Let's look.
I'll pull it up right now.
Let's
We'll do
look
it live.
and talk about it.
That's right.
Robert is still
You guys entertain the people while I pull this up.
Robert is still in Florida.
I
So
keep extending.
Emmanuel found they're offering Emmanuel a house that we looked at for the foreclosure sale, and it's a wreck of a house. You know how much he put it back on the market for? It's close to ours that we just sold. 245,000.
Which one?
245,000.
Which house was it though?
You probably never saw it, but I saw it.
How much did he buy it for at the foreclosure sale?
I don't know. I told the manager to go find it and let me know. He's gonna go see it tomorrow. I told him offer him 10 grand above whatever he paid and take it.
He didn't do any work to it?
No, nothing. Put it back on. I saw the photos today.
We have a closing, next week on the next Aguadilla flip?
Yep. Hopefully.
Okay.
All right. Go for it, McKenna.
So, Marat, this is a yellow square, and the yellow squares are information that you put into the sheet. So the amount raised from the investor comes from you. You decide how much you're going to raise. You're going to decide how much of an equity split to give them, and then it'll calculate out all of these other numbers.
So you can play with that, right? You can.
Right. So I could say, hey, I'm going to raise 200,000, and you can see it'll go through and it'll adjust my returns down here based on that raise amount. Or you're like, okay, my investor doesn't want 30%. He's okay with, or he wants 45%. So I might go down to 150,000. And look at that, brings him up to 40%. So that's how you get that, guys.
But you can also talk about the amount of equity that you give for the amount of money that they put up too, right? Like you can change that.
Yes, you don't have to do a 50-50 split, guys. We like a 50-50 split. It's simple. It makes sense to people. But you can do anything you want. I mean, there's very little rules with partnerships. It's just whatever both of you guys agree to and that it's fair, especially if you're both contributing work. I mean, you can do anything you want. It doesn't need to be 50-50. It could be anything.
Yep.
I see Vasti says, I don't have access. Vasti, I will send you a DM in school with the link. If anybody else wants the link, let me know. And then also people are asking about the high level. Is it live? The answer is yes. It is in beta right now. If you come to this comment here in Apex, you can fill out this survey and then leave a comment here when it's done. About half of these people have done it already. Anna, I don't know if you filled out the form. I haven't seen it come in. If you have, make sure you reply so that I see it. But yeah, that's how you get the CRM. You can be in the beta. Everyone in here right now is kind of figuring out how it works, and I'm going to ask them for some video reviews and kind of work out some kinks before we deploy it to everybody. But anyone in Apex is welcome to be added to this. I know Aaron's in it. Now he has access. Aaron, what do you think of the CRM so far?
Hello from Maine. And we were talking about that today. What the CRM can do, we can format it to do different things. So we're hoping that through this beta, we'll learn what will be helpful for everybody, and then build it out so that it can be the best version of itself.
Basti, I just sent the spreadsheet to you. Alan says I don't have access to the CRM. Alan, you should. Have you checked your email? Check your spam. The high level login likes to go to spam. He says yes. I'll have to troubleshoot it. That's why we're in the beta. Aaron says I'm honestly trying to build a product to connect to it already. So at least somebody got it.
Aaron's usually first there too.
Yeah,
right?
Aaron
doesn't mess around.
Aaron's sharp on this technology stuff. I'm gonna go look and see if I can find Alan's account and see what's going on. Might as well do it while we're live if you guys don't have any more questions.
Yeah, guys, it's really every week you guys bring great questions and it makes the hour fly by.
I was looking at houses in San Lorenzo today for the foreclosure sale.
Where is San Lorenzo?
Dude, it's far away. It's hidden.
Is it like near Caguas or?
Yeah, it's like past Caguas a little bit.
Near Caguas, okay. Yeah, south of San Juan, near Caguas.
Nancy says, are you sure about the July 19th networking event?
You sure about that date? We're trying to be, Nancy. I actually texted the contractor on our mansion right before we went live that I have people coming to the mansion on the 19th of July, and his reply was, okay. Not we'll be ready, but okay.
Okay.
So yeah, let's do it, Nancy. July 19th. Does that date work for everybody? I mean, obviously, that is an arbitrary date that I put on it. And before telling you guys, I told the contractor about a month or 45 days ago what we were going to do. And I think I told you guys that I was using that date as some artificial pressure to put on the contractor, hoping that we will be really, really close to done. And he says, okay, but it doesn't have to be the 19th if that doesn't work best for everybody. But I think right now the 19th is the day that we're planning on it. I asked Don about it earlier. He said, I already told you guys the 19th, so it has to be the 19th. So unless there's a big objection to the 19th, we're going to do a meet and greet in San Juan at the mansion. I think we can also see my 609 project. We have taken it offline to put the new transformers in, and hopefully it'll be back online and have power, and then we'll be off to the races. We're done with that project, and we're going to sell individual condos. So what I would like to do with this meet and greet is that we maybe go look at some stuff so that we can just see a few projects. 609 would be one, and end up at the McMansion property, kind of have a little party.
This meet and greet sure keeps changing, guys. It'll be a surprise for everybody.
Surprise, surprise, surprise. Well,
we'll go in thinking it's one thing, it's three other. So
listen,
don't
it's
worry.
mostly a meet and greet, but if people are going to come in and see it, I don't want you to just come and see one thing. I mean, Adon and I are pretty happy if we can finish that damn house. We're going to be selling it, and that will be amazing. We got a lot of money tied up in that thing, so that would be nice to get that back, and to make a profit.
Guys, and then tomorrow on Deal Makers, we'll be presenting hopefully new deals for everybody to get excited about. So we'll keep in tune for that. I see questions are starting to pop up.
Yeah, let's pull them up.
Can you talk a little bit about off market and subject to?
Yes.
Yep.
Off market deals just means that's your neighbor's house that isn't for sale with a real estate agent. Off market is a term that you hear like all over the internet with all of the gurus out there. They love these off market deals, off market, off market, off market. My personal preference is that if a deal is a deal, I don't care where it comes from. I understand why the funds want off-market deals, because they think they're getting a better deal because not a ton of people have looked at it.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure that that's true. I actually don't believe that that's true. If something's on market and they're asking the right amount of money and we can pay it, then if it's a deal, it's a deal. If they're on market and they're asking the wrong amount of money and we offer way less and we get it at the right price, I just don't understand why it matters that the house was on market. But
I feel the same way, unless they want to go around the wholesalers or something where I don't know. It doesn't make much sense.
So the difference between on market and off market, if you get an off market deal, you could be the only one who ever looks at it.
Yep.
I'm buying an apartment complex right now, and it's an off market deal. Pretty sure we're the only people that have looked at it. And we've been talking to the sellers back and forth for a month or two now, and we're honing in on a deal. This is our big purchase for the year, so we've worked a lot on it. Mm-hmm. But it wouldn't matter to me if it had come to me and it was listed with a realtor. I do think that when you're dealing with off market, you're dealing seller direct a lot of times.
That is nice.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I would always rather be dealing with the seller. Not always, but I would most of the time much rather be dealing with the seller directly than with a realtor.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a better chance of getting an offer accepted, building a relationship and trust. Even going back to this offer that McKenna was making earlier on this live.
Oh, I gotta send that out.
He's dealing with a realtor, and she's a pain in the butt. And she's
the
a
worst,
gatekeeper
guys.
between the buyers and the seller. And really, they could have had this deal done a month ago if she would have just gotten out of the way.
The closing date I just saw, guys, we'd be closing next week if we had been able to work on the original offer. Now they've been on the market for another 30 days.
So they've had another mortgage payment.
Yeah.
They have to pay more in taxes. It gets worse the longer things are on market. So, all right, what was the second half of the question? Subject to. Subject to means that someone owns a property and they've got a mortgage on it. So when you go to buy that property subject to, you're making them an offer that doesn't pay off their mortgage. So you're acknowledging that there is money owed to the bank, and you're hopefully making an agreement with the seller saying, hey, I'm going to take over this house subject to your mortgage, and I'm going to start making the payments directly to the bank. So when I bought my house, the first house that we lived in Vista Mar Marina from Adon's mother, she had a mortgage already on the property. We didn't do exactly subject to, but close enough. So I'll use it as an example. I ended up doing a lease option with her, and she had a mortgage on the property, and I took over that mortgage, and I started making the payment directly to the bank every single month. And that was our agreement, right? That was my form of rent. I gave some cash down, and then I had a period of time that I could go and pay off the bank, and that was my option price. My option price was, or I knew that I had succeeded on the purchase of the property as soon as I paid off the bank. That was the deal. So, subject to, very similar. You know, you can title it in your name, in your company's name. You start making the payment to the bank directly. There's no qualification for that. There's just some risk to that there's always something called a due on sale clause in just about every mortgage that's ever written, and there's the chance that the bank could be upset with it and call the loan due, and then you'd have to figure out a way to pay them off, where you could lose your investment. I have done this stuff dozens of times, and we've never run into that problem, but it is something that is out there, so that you know, and you're welcome to ask follow-up questions if I didn't explain that well enough.
We got another question.
Is Puerto Rico a title or attorney state?
So it's an attorney's state. When you go to closing, you're going to close with a notary public who is an attorney. I think that's what you're asking. In Florida, we go to a title company, and they prepare all the docs. In Puerto Rico, you go to an attorney, and they prepare all the docs. Very, very similar system. And I mean, I don't like one more than the other, really.
Yeah, I think they're fine, both of them. Barat says, question on wholesaling in Puerto Rico. Other than a home inspection contingency, are there other contingencies that can be included in a contract to back out of the purchase and sales contract if it doesn't make sense?
The big one is the inspection period, and the way that we write those when we're going to wholesale something, we want to be able to get out of our contract for any reason. Like, so I want my inspection period all of the time during inspection. I should be able to just back out if I wake up on the wrong side of the bed, and that would be a good enough clause that you could safely do that, right? So if you give yourself 10 or 20 days of inspection period, and you can't find a buyer inside of the 10 or 20 days, and you've shown it to a bunch of people and they're all telling you no, then maybe you want to say, well, I might not have the deal of a lifetime here. Because if you do, everyone's not going to say no. They're going to buy it.
Someone will say yes. But yeah, you just need an inspection contingency that lets you cancel for any
Are there
reason.
others? What other contingencies?
You can
could be?
do a permitting, financing.
Yep.
Financing's the major one on a regular home. If it's an investment property where you would need permits, you can get a 6-month contingency on permits. I mean, planning and permit contingencies are huge on a land development play.
That probably doesn't get you out of the contract, though, because you're eventually going to get the permit, I would guess.
Well, if you just don't do it,
You don't do it, and you don't get it.
Yeah.
Sure, I guess.
Or if the county says no. But you also, if you are doing a land development, you want that in there anyways for your buyer, because that's what they're going to want.
Yeah.
So you might as well have it in there. And then also on wholesaling, how do you explain to the seller so they understand you're wholesaling, since another buyer will close on the purchase? When I do it, I don't tell them.
Yep.
And then if they ask me what's going on, I said, "Oh, I had to put this in my partner's name," and that's about it. And I really don't make a big deal of it. I don't talk to them about it because it's, at the end of the day, not really their business. I mean, the contract is assumable. I'm allowed to unilaterally assign it. They don't. Nothing changes for them. It's 100% the same on their end. So it's really not an issue. And if people bring it up as an issue, well, it's not like they're allowed to cancel. So
You're still under contract.
Yeah.
And once you're under contract, I think that a way that you could do it is you'd say, hey, I work with a group of investors. And so I'm going to be bringing my partners over to see the property in the very near future, probably during our inspection period.
Yep.
I'm going to be bringing contractors over. I'm going to be bringing over partners, all of that stuff. And you do want to have in your contract that it's assignable. So if you take it in Murat Kavlak as purchaser and you want to assign it to an LLC, for instance, who would be the new buyer, you want to be able to do that. And so you can make that right in the contract. You just say the buyer, Murat, and or assigns, and you're good there.
Yeah.
In Florida, we would have assign but not be released, or assign and be released, or
Yeah,
not
there's a
assignable.
checkbox.
In Puerto Rico, we don't have this standardized contract, so it's really just whatever you write in the contract. What else? And again, feel free to ask more questions, Murat, if
we
you
didn't
have
get to
additional
one.
questions and we didn't get it all.
Anna says you just answered her question. Jeannie, are you working on a property in Aguadilla? We're staying in Aguadilla for 4 days. Could Bill and I drive by to see it?
Yes, we
No.
have one property that we're working on that Adon would love to show you, and we have one that we're going to close on next week.
Which one's that?
We're going to close on the property that's a duplex down in the pueblo of Aguadilla.
Oh, your flip?
Yeah, our flip.
Oh.
And then we're working on a flip. Adon's like, are we almost done with that renovation now?
Yeah, the plumber's over there getting his the stuff he needs to get done, and then from there we can start dropping all the cement we need to do, and then a little bit of electrical and doors and windows.
And I think Jeannie and Bill are going to be in town the week before we do our meet and greet, and still in town the week that we do the meet and greet. Just coordinate with us, Jeannie. You're welcome to go see it, but you're welcome to go see both of them. You're also welcome to go to Rincon and check out Aaron's hotel deal and check out my place, the Playa Corsica Rincon deal.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
If you want to see real estate, those things are nearby, and that's stuff that's going on inside the community as well.
Aaron says due on sale clause never exercised. Did someone ask about the due on sale? I must have missed it.
I mentioned it.
Oh, okay.
I mentioned it. Due on sale clause. I've heard that they've been used recently. You know, we had this massive run up in interest rates, and so it's possible that a bank who lent money at 2.5%
Would want it.
that hears that you took over a mortgage, that they could now rewrite the same mortgage on the house and get 7%. They would potentially call it due. I still don't see it happening very often like that. That's just,
But-
as long as you're making the payments, that's really the thing.
Here's a business model I like. Find a way to purchase notes that have been sold subject to, and then call them all due and renegotiate the loans at higher interest rates. Oh, I don't know how you would do that, guys. I think you need to be a hedge fund manager with a couple billion, but
Deep
it'd be
connection.
pretty fun. You could ruin some days,
Yeah.
make a lot of money.
Obed's asking about Cabo Rojo. I've really only done one deal in Cabo Rojo. It's two properties side by side. Used to be the Bahia Salinas Resort. You can look it up on YouTube and see it. It's kind of a zombie resort right now. We bought it, took it through a foreclosure sale, bought the property next to it. We sold it to a hedge fund, and the hedge fund is now trying to sell it. So I don't have a ton of experience with Cabo Rojo, but I like Cabo Rojo a lot. It's just far away, so I'm living in most of the time that I've been here. Don and I are up in San Juan, and Cabo Rojo is just about as far as you can go from San Juan on the island. Actually, I think that where we did the Bahia Salinas Resort, you couldn't go any further without swimming.
I think Cabo Rojo is gonna blow up soon. They have that big investment. Maybe in a couple of years, you'll see it gets ridiculous. Price has definitely gone up since the announcement.
And I think Cabo Rojo has already probably seen a significant run up, right?
Yep.
The whole time I've been around the island, Cabo Rojo's always been very popular with the locals. It's definitely a destination for the local population on the weekends. And I think therefore you have lots of good restaurants and bars and coffee shops and things like that. And there's fun entertainment and water sports. And it's freaking beautiful. Like for me, I think Cabo Rojo is about as good as it gets. I love it. It's a very different landscape too than say El Yunque, right, where the rainforest is. It's instead of being plush and green, it's pretty dry and desert looking, but still the water is spectacular.
Where the aliens land.
That's true. I've heard that. I've heard stories from multiple different locals who have said, I saw an alien here on this ship or here right on this highway. What are you talking about?
Sorry, guys. I'm sending off my offer right now. Did you tell everybody what the Cabo Rojo big deal is for those people that haven't heard about it?
Not really. So the Cabo Rojo big deal was a resort. It had 30 rooms with a couple swimming pools, a restaurant, several bars, another small like sandwich burger place near the pool. It is oceanfront. And then the two properties, the one next door to it's Punta Aquilla, that's another 30 rooms, or could be another 30 rooms easily. And then you'd have an additional swimming pool and just a lot more land. So it's about 1,000 linear feet of really pretty beachfront. It sits inside of the nature preserve. It's just a spectacular place. So if anybody wants to do a really big project, I know someone who's selling one.
It's one of those projects, guys, that if you ever wanted to own something as massive as that would be the one you want to get into. It's somewhere where they're never going to build anything in front of the water again. The infrastructure is there. You just need to fix it and get it back operational. And you're in a place that no one will ever be able to come back in again. You'll be able to sell that for a big premium, I think, down the line.
I mean, if you want me to, I was so excited about it when we bought it. I thought it was the best deal I'd ever done. And it went pretty well, but we didn't end up developing it. We ended up selling it to someone else. We were a part of that group, and then they didn't end up developing it. So now maybe someone would want to put together a group and we go develop it. I'd be open to it. It's a special property. Like it's as good as it gets. And when it's fixed up, it's the spot. Like even with these billionaires coming in and developing some new stuff, no matter what they do, they can't replace the land that we have there.
100%.
All right. Alan says, when winning an auction at the court in Puerto Rico, when do you need to provide a deposit? All closing costs, full settlement amount?
It's all after you. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. You're the winner. Start paying. Mira, cállate.
Alan, it's an instantaneous pay everything. So if you win the property for $152,347.16, you hand them $152,316.16 or whatever number I just said, right as soon as they say you've won it.
That's the easiest part of the whole auction.
And there's no takebacks, Alan. There is no get out of jail free. If you give them that money and you leave the courthouse and drive over to the property and find out that an earthquake swallowed it into the ground,
that's it.
You just lost your money.
Yep.
Done.
After that,
done.
You give all the paperwork to your lawyer, and if he's good enough, he'll get it done pretty fast. So
pretty fast, 2 weeks. reasonable.
Pretty fast, under 6 months.
Pretty fast is a couple weeks. Reasonable would be a month. Couple months is probably 60 days is probably what you should expect.
Via Carolina, I think it took 3 months, maybe 4.
90 days.
For the one in Aguadilla, that was the fastest. That was about a month. So
yeah.
Alan also asked, I hear auctions in Florida and Puerto Rico do not have the same payment schedule requirements. Yeah, Florida, you get 24 hours.
You get all the time in the world in Florida. Yeah. It's so easy.
That's awesome.
We win something this morning at 11 o'clock. We don't have to pay till tomorrow morning by 11 o'clock. And as funny as it sounds, like that is just so much time. It's really easy. All you have to do is at the time of winning the sale in Florida, they're going to scoop 5% of whatever you bid on the property right out of your bidder account. And so that's at risk, and you're never going to get it back if you don't pay. And you have now 24 hours to get them the bulk of the money. If you can't come up with it, you lose that 5%, but that's it. No harm, no foul. That's how that works. I really, the Florida system's way easier. I really like the Puerto Rico system because it's harder. So you guys, we're real estate investors here, and any time that we can get an advantage, we want to take the advantage. So Adon and I have been going to the foreclosure sale in Puerto Rico, and on the days where we're set up right, when the things are working well, we're completely funded, and we're looking at multiple properties across the entire island. And someone's going to an auction in Fajardo, and someone's going to an auction in Mayaguez, someone's going to an auction in Aguadilla, someone's going to an auction in San Juan, all at the same time, roughly. And you have to have all of the money for each of the auctions in your hand when you get there. That business model, not everybody can do. You could go to one of those auctions with all of the money, but you have to be very, very intentional about showing up at 3 or 4 auctions in a day and bidding on those properties. That's why I like it so much, because it's so hard. I like the harder stuff. That means less people can do it. Less people can do it, the more money we can make.
Yeah, it's not like auctions are like staggered either. It's like, one's at 9, one's at 10, one's at 12. All 4 of them could be at 9 a.m. across 4 different municipalities. So that's really, really tough to do. So if you want to be part of the team, let us know. I'm actually looking at some right now. Here, I'll show you. I don't like any of them so far. And on this day, there's like 20 of them going to auction.
It's really cheap. 300.
Look at this one in Bayamo for 110. If you're lucky, and when you're looking at these listings, you can get a CRIM number and go find out more information like this. Not all of them are this. Not all of them are like this. Some of them are more like this. One's a good one too. Like this one. This one has no photo, no anything, and you got to try to hunt down and see if you can find based on this information.
And on the map, it's in the middle of the ocean. So
yeah,
it's part of a secret town called Atlantis.
Yes. So it's definitely a lot of hard work. You can try calling this, which is the lawyers, and they'll be happy to give you no information or pick up your calls or give you an email. So
if you think realtors don't pick up the phone, wait till you deal with foreclosure attorneys on the island.
Yeah, and when they do pick up, like, hey, let's talk about this house. Oh, well, if you send us an email, we'll reply. You send an email, and they'll never reply.
They do not reply.
No.
Yeah. You could basically just tell them they're lying right then when they say it.
Yeah, it's like, get off the phone. I don't want to talk to you right now.
Jeannie is going to be in town for 12 days, and they definitely want to look at more property. Awesome. Right. Jeannie, reach out to us, and we'll make it happen. Mike says they still have to go through the full foreclosure to exercise the due on sale clause. Yes. It's not good to call the due on sale. Is there an online map of Puerto Rico that shows flood zones?
Yes. I think it's in the FEMA website, or you can type it in Google. It's just flood zone map for Puerto Rico. It shows up.
Emmanuel says he showed Adon a deal he was looking at in Cabo Rojo.
It looked pretty good. I thought it was interesting enough. I offered 400,000 on it today. We'll see.
Okay.
Whoa.
Nice.
What is it?
It's 10 units. It's close to the water. They want 7 something. I estimated like 250 in repairs, and I estimated high, so that's where I got 400 from.
Uh-huh.
I think if you fix it up, he thinks it could be worth 1.2 maybe.
Whoa.
So, we'll see.
We should look at it.
We could look at that tomorrow.
Yeah, we could
Deal
do that.
analysis.
Could be a deal analysis.
And someone else is talking to me in Apex about a deal that they've got, and they wanted to have a conversation. I was going to try and call them today and then get them to bring their deal tomorrow. Let's see if they're watching.
Where's your place in Corsica?
On the map, you can just put in the Google Maps Playa Corsica recreational facility,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll find it. It's a 16-room guest house, a little house, and a trailer park.
Joshua says, sounds like a fun venture. Aaron loves the Cabo Rojo project. Emmanuel, what happened with your Cabo Rojo deal? We already talked
Abraham
about
is
that.
who's been talking to me. Is Abraham watching tonight?
Abraham, if you're here, say hi. Can you tell us what to expect with Go High Level in the Apex group? So I think we're still trying to unlock the full value, but I have it built out for someone that wants to run a business in there. Specifically, if you want to do a real estate business, you can put in different properties, take them through a pipeline all the way from, found this listing to I've bought and owned this property. I need to take it through renovation. I've got a step or stages listed for all of these things. So you can put the information of the property in. You can attach the calculator to it. You can attach the contact information for each property for it. So you can have 200 properties in there and be able to keep track of what's what, which, man, guys, all of these houses look exactly the same after a couple thousand houses.
If you have the address of the property and is it an on-market, is it an off-market deal?
Yep.
Do you have contact information for the seller and maybe you're skip tracing or what? You can track all of this stuff. And, guys, we say look at 10 a day, make 10 calls a day, three offers a day.
Yep. And you can
If
do
you're
all
doing
of that in the
stick
system.
All of this on there, and you'll build out this amazing spreadsheet so that you can track the stuff. Because what will happen is you're making the 10 calls a day, and you do that on Monday, and you do that on Tuesday. And then on Thursday, after you've done that for 3 days already this week, you get a call from someone saying, hey, you called me about my house. And then you're going to struggle to figure out which house it was because you're going to have spoken to so many people. So this just keeps you really well organized. We've never had high level, but we've set up systems like this throughout the years using just Excel spreadsheets. This is way better than that.
This is way better.
And everything that McKenna's saying, it can be built out to do anything that you want to do.
And you have complete control of it, guys. So you can design it for whatever you need. Like Mike, you can rip out everything I have in there about real estate and put it in all about notes. You can keep all of your note stuff in there. But I think what's really cool too, you can have websites on there so you can build funnels. You can have lead gen. So you can have leads that you're contacting. You can have realtors that you're contacting. Mike, you could have note sellers, whatever you guys want, it can do. It costs $500 a month for a reason, but you guys get it for free. So
you guys
how cool
get
is
it with
that?
your Apex membership.
Yeah. I'm assuming everyone here is an Apex, but
And
that's not true. This is
by the
public.
way, guys, if you haven't joined Apex, get in now while it's $97 a month.
The price is
Price
going
is
up.
going up at the end of the month. And the reason it's going up is because we're giving you this high level stuff. We feel like we already hopefully bring a lot of value.
Yeah.
But this one thing is worth being a part of the Apex community just for this.
I think so.
If you use it, it's going to change things for you. It's a game changer.
So if you know you're going to join and you want to pay $97, join right now. If you know you're going to join and you want to pay $127,
Wait a week.
just wait a week.
Yeah.
And on the 30th, it's going. Alan says 500 is the top package, right? Yep. Yeah. So you have access to everything, AI, texting, websites, any tool they have, you're going to have access to in high level.
Yep.
And
And all the cool kids are using it.
all the cool kids are using it. I use it, guys, every day, and it's pretty cool. All the websites you ever go to related to us, it's all on high level. How do you do the CRM free? I definitely landed at the $500 a month page. So, Joseph, I think you have an account. Check your email, and it should give you an account to log in. I know I made yours.
Yeah, Joseph, you don't want to be paying the $500 a month.
No.
We're paying it. We're
already
paying, so don't do that.
Yeah. So go to your email, see if you can find a login. That's why we're doing a beta. I know you're Apex, and you have an account, Joseph. You have a high level. Go into your email, look for an email from High Level. I know Alan wasn't able to find his either, so I might have to get on the phone with them to see where it does.
I signed up today and I didn't get an email. So,
well, because I know you did, because I have to manually do it at Dawn, so yours not done.
What the?
But anyways.
Oh, is that right? So right now, anytime someone comes in, that's why you know Joseph's in, because you put him in.
Yeah. Okay. Joseph's in. Alan's
and Adon, you're not in.
And Adon's not in.
He hasn't done it for you yet.
Yeah, I know it looks real official. Like, oh, I'll fill out this form, and then that'll make me an account. No, it's just me. I get an email that says, "Hey,
this is my address for."
So I know a bunch of you guys did do the form.
Where does the email come from? Anna's asking.
I think it comes from Go High Level. Anna, I'm not sure if yours is done either. Let me check. But they will. I'll do a bunch of them tomorrow. So if you filled out the form, if you haven't received the email, check tomorrow as well. Nancy, I did see an email with a form to fill out, but that's it. Please check on mine. I did complete the form. Okay. I'll check everybody's tomorrow. I'll make a post in Apex about it tomorrow, guys. And then also, if you're in Apex and you want to join the beta, we're still in the beta here. Make a post on the comment there. What's it called? Make a comment on the post. Yeah. And I'll get to it tomorrow.
What's the post say?
Post says CRM is being released.
Yeah.
So go in there, fill out that form, and we'll go. Grace Blake is sweet stoked about the CRM. I'm excited too, guys. And then also, if you guys are in the beta, please let me know what value you get from it. Record a little video or something to send back to us. We're trying to figure out what's the most valuable part of this so we can answer questions like somebody asked earlier.
And over time, what we want to do is hopefully Anna or Jay or somebody's going to come up with something that's just super helpful and would be amazing for the whole group. And we'll let you know, let's all do it this way.
Absolutely.
Right? So you share best practices when you're in a community like ours in Apex. We're here to make money together, guys. So when one person figures something out, we'll let the world know.
Jay says, have you ever been on HUD or federal auctions?
Of course we have.
Oh, yeah.
I cornered the market on the HUD houses when I was young.
When he was my age.
I was your age. I think I was 27, 28 years old. And Jay, we were buying dozens of HUD houses a month, and we had a relationship with multiple nonprofit organizations. And even to this day, if you look on the HUD list, it says when the houses first come out that they're available to police officers, teachers, nonprofit organizations. That's the very first of the list. So the top of the list, that's who they're available to. And we had all of these nonprofits, so we could buy the top of the list. Next, it goes to homeowners that you're going to live in it, and then it finally gets down to real estate investors. But we had figured out a system where we could buy at the top of the list and then sell to real estate investors. And so there was a time for a couple of years, maybe 3, that you couldn't buy a house on the HUD list cheaper than buying it through me. And I was making a ton of money doing it. So I was young and I didn't realize that I'd cornered the market, or I would have done it freaking nationwide. But we did it statewide, and we did a lot. I mean, we did hundreds and hundreds of them. And what would happen is they realized what we were doing and they changed the rules. And then I would figure out what the rules were, and I'd figure out how to be inside of their rules, and we'd keep going. Like the 4th time they changed the rules, I was just like, it's not worth it anymore. They finally made it so hard that we just stopped.
You couldn't do it.
Yeah, we could have done it. I mean,
there's always a way.
There's always a way, but I think we started doing whatever the next new thing was we were doing. So, but yeah, we bought a lot of them. I think there's still really good deals there. Less so with the other part of the question. What was it?
The federal homes.
Yeah, federal homes. I don't know what that
Federal
means.
auctions.
Federal auctions. So we've bought some stuff from the courts, where like in Florida, drug dealer house gets seized or something, and then they'll auction it off. We've done that once or twice maybe. I bought a lot of cars and boats and things like that from those kind of auctions. Not as many houses.
Yeah. Alan said, "Can I have my own unlimited sub accounts?" No, you are a sub account, so you can't have more sub accounts. Alan, you can have unlimited sub accounts if you need more. Let me know. I'll hook you up. But anyways, how do you do the CRM for free? We already talked about that. All right, guys. Well,
yeah, the CRM for free is a part of the Apex membership, right? That's as we're raising the price, and we're bringing more value. And we've been wanting to do this for a while.
Yeah.
We joined another community. So you guys that are watching us and maybe you're a part of Apex, maybe you're not, just know this. We're Adon and McKenna and I and Alan and several other people. We're members of lots of masterminds and lots of places that we go to learn how to do best practices and to make money. And we've tried to bring it to you guys. And I would say in the last year, we've spent over $100,000 on different masterminds.
Yeah.
Learning how to set up funds, learning how to
do YouTube
properly. You know, I just
anything.
want to be good at whatever I'm doing, and I get fanatical about it. And the main thing that I do is that I just don't ever quit.
Yeah.
But then Adon and McKenna have taught me that maybe there's some cheat codes, and you guys who are watching this and coming into the free community or coming into the paid community, you guys are smarter than me. You already learned the cheat codes. It took me 26, 27 years to start paying people to
work for you,
to teach me how to do stuff. Right. Yeah. I say that, and it's not really true. I taught myself to fish by going fishing with fishing experts. And then I would learn how to catch the bait and where to go. And then I would have my boat out there the next day in the same place. It works universally, right? If you want to learn how to do something, being here, watching a Monday Night Live, coming into the free community and networking with other people, that's super valuable. Joining Apex and groups like Apex, investing in yourself is super valuable if you want to learn how to do something. But yeah, I don't know why I said all that. I think I just wanted to let you know that I think investing $97 a month to be a part of Apex is a bargain, and we're really doing deals in there, and people are doing deals with us and with each other.
Anna says, everyone give this guy a like, this video a like.
Come on. We love the likes.
Yeah, please hit that like button.
We love the likes.
Guys, put your questions in the chat here, or we can call it quits now. We've got 10 more minutes.
Let's run the ad.
All right, I like it. We're going to run an ad until you guys put questions in the chat. If you don't put questions in the chat, I'll just keep running the fucking.
Hey guys, we love that you joined our community over here on the Flip Flop Flipper, and we're so proud that we're the fastest growing real estate investor groups on the entire platform. But here's the truth. The difference from being in the free group, the Flip Flop Flipper, and coming over to Apex, we're actually doing deals there. And in the short time that we've had the community, we've done several $1 million worth of real estate transactions. And I personally know of at least 18 or 20 deals that have happened. We just finished our first ever coffee and bus tour, and out of that, I'm already in conversations with 3 or 4 different groups of people that are going to do real estate deals together. We just want to be a part of your real estate investing story. And the difference between being in the Flip Flop Flipper community and being in the Apex community, Apex is actually get done. We're doers over there. So if you want to go from being a wanna doer to actually being a doer, click the button. Let's go. Join Apex.
Click the button.
We got a question, so we don't have to watch another ad.
I like the other ad better, the Emmanuel ad.
Yeah.
You want to be like Emmanuel?
Well, we only have one
I do.
question, so if we don't get more, I'll
Okay.
just have to go back to ads.
What do we got?
Alan asks, has anyone used Red Atlas lately? Have they improved their UI? Adon, you're still using it, right?
I haven't used it lately. I'm gonna start using it again this week.
We were talking about it though recently, Alan. We've seen that the free one is populating sold results, Zillow. And so we know that Red Atlas grabs all of the information off of Zillow. So Zillow's improved. Red Atlas is going to improve as well. We will start using it again as we start to go to the foreclosure sales again.
Anna says, what's Red Atlas? It's a comping data tool.
And we tried real hard, guys, to make that a part of the Apex family. And
yeah, we thought we had a deal.
We couldn't get them to. We couldn't. I mean, we're getting this high level thing, which is a much more expensive product for just way less than what Red Atlas just was. They wanted to hold to their pricing, and we couldn't afford it. They would have taken all the money.
They would have.
And we don't make any money. So it's like, sorry.
Not from YouTube, guys. This is a net negative on income. That's for sure.
Red Atlas,
you
use
like
it for comping, but it's really, they're trying to be like the Zillow of Puerto Rico and Colombia and some other.
Nancy's got a really good question, Adon, that you can answer easily.
What kind of expense am I looking at to add AC wall units in a room?
I mean, anywhere from 400 to above for a unit, and then whoever's going to go install it, plus all the electrical you got to do.
Yeah, if you're just adding one unit in one room, you can probably do it for $500 or $600, assuming you don't have to do a bunch of electrical stuff. If we're doing them throughout the house, then it means usually a pretty significant power upgrade to the house, which is costly. But the units, if you buy a unit for $400 for the small ones, to put them in really doesn't cost much. It's pretty nominal. It's the electrical upgrades that you spend on them. So
yeah,
that $500 or $600 for a bedroom is reasonable to think you would spend it as long as you've already got power to plug it into.
Yeah. I mean, and now we're even considering putting in, standing units in rooms, depending what we're going to do with them. It's better for Airbnb to have mini splits, but you can get away with those little standing units. I don't have one here, but they do pretty well.
We have one in the studio.
Yeah. And then you don't have to do an electrical upgrade. You just need to plug it into the wall, and that's it.
Melissa says she's finally joined today. Oh, hey, how about that? Yay. Melissa, welcome. Hope you had a great day. We're excited to get started. We're learning so much from you guys. Well, we really appreciate that.
What's a good way to buy your next property, but your money is sitting on a property?
Refinance it?
No, I mean, so we say all the time that you don't have to have the money, Jacqueline, to buy your next property, right?
Yeah.
If I waited to have the money to buy a property, I would never buy a property.
Yeah.
I mean, and I buy
because he spends all his money on property.
Because well, so we're buying 40 houses in Monroe, Louisiana.
Yeah.
And we went to Monroe, Louisiana, not sure we were going to do the deal. Definitely, we didn't have the money to do it. And we're talking about
$2.6 million.
What we were thinking, $2.6 million. We retraded and got it to $1.8 million. Yeah, we just saw that it looked like a good deal, and so we started to do the work. And then you get to the point where you know that it's a good deal, and you figure out the money along the way.
Yeah.
So depending on the type of property that you want to do, Jacqueline, and how you're set up. I mean, if you're looking to just do the next rental property, then you could go out and start looking at tired landlords and buying things with seller financing. You could obviously come into the community and find partners, people who've got money or people who want to pool resources. Maybe someone's got good credit and someone else has got a little bit of money to do the down payment and you find the great deal. I mean, there's all kinds of different ways that you can do this stuff. Buying subject to right now, we talked about that earlier. I looked at a deal today that could work as a rental property in the Villages. And I would take over $240,000 worth of assumable VA debt at 3.8%, which might just be worth doing it. We'll have to look at it and dig deeper. The house is only worth about $300,000. And so I'd have about 60 grand out of pocket, really no equity. But because that loan is so attractive and it would probably cash flow, it could be attractive. That would be a good way for you guys to look at the next property.
What I would say to that, Jacqueline, everything he said, but when you're presenting your deal to other people, just try to make it as simple as possible.
Yeah.
And don't try to oversell it. Just let people ask you questions and then make sure you know how to answer them. That's it.
I really think the simple thing is key. We're in a group of fund managers, and they all do these waterfall structures. They're very complicated. They don't intuitively make sense. When they pitch you, you're like, I don't know what I'm getting.
Yep.
And I think that it hurts them. And they all swear that, this is how sophisticated investors do it. And they're probably right. If you're raising $100 million, you got to do it this way.
Yeah.
If you're raising $200,000 from a dentist, you just need a clear path to make it simple.
Think about it like this: if you're pitching headfoot, those managers, then yes, do your waterfall structure.
Yep.
If you're pitching your neighbor, make sure you can talk rice and beans. Just get it straight to them, because if not, you're going to lose everybody right away.
Yep.
I've invested in lots and lots of deals. I've never invested in a waterfall deal. If it takes someone said they had a 60-page document on something recently. If I got to look at a 60-page document for you to explain your deal to me, I'm not looking at your 60-page document. So by default, I'm just going to say no. So you got to be able to explain yourself very quickly. What are you asking for? What are you giving in return?
Yep.
Who you are, what's your background? Keep it super simple, right? Like that is the truth. And I've raised millions and millions and millions of dollars without ever having a spreadsheet that I showed anybody, without ever really doing anything. I mean, we showed more on this Monroe stuff with spreadsheets.
That's because I'm doing it
than I ever do. Because I just say, hey guys, I'm buying a house.
Here's the deal.
It's $200,000. I need $200,000 plus I want the money to renovate it. When we're done, we're going to sell it for $350,000. I'm going to give you all your money back. Any money that I end up having in it, I'm going to get that money back, and then we're going to split the difference, and that's called profit. And oh boy, then we'll do it again.
Woo-hoo. Or he says, hey, we're going to buy this hotel. It's going to take 10 years. We're going to make a ton of money. You want in?
with 10-year hotel projects, you do have to.
It is a little bit.
You do have to show more of what your plan is, and it gets a little more complicated.
Yeah, but then you have a team, and then you guys are working to your strengths.
Yeah.
At least what I've seen from when you're doing those big projects, he's usually the front man explaining the deals, but you have someone like McKenna in the back that's just making sure it looks really nice on paper. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, you get them interested. They say yes, and then you give them the document saying, here's the outline.
And your document should be under 5 pages. Just saying.
Probably.
One page is good.
Yes.
Ours is 3.
That's a lot.
I know. Maybe we can cut it down.
Too
4
much.
pages, people have fallen asleep.
What's the best place for me to go find someone to partner with on my 1031 exchange? I would say Apex. Guys, if you know of any rental properties in Florida, let Marcy know. I would assume Florida, Marcy. Maybe you are looking out of the state as well. I just like to buy stuff near where I'm going to be if I'm managing it.
Well, where's Marcy?
Marcy's in Texas. Moving to Florida. Moving to the
I was thinking she's in Texas now, right?
Yeah. So she's moving to Florida. I still think your Florida Woods property, maybe you could do something there.
I thought she was buying something in Florida.
She's going to buy something in the Villages to move into. And then, I guess though she can't exchange into something she's going to live in. She has to exchange into something, and then a couple years later she could move.
Yeah, you got to rent it for a couple years, which I didn't know. Anyways, Marcy, we'll keep thinking for you too.
Man, Marcy, I thought we found one today that was like there. McKenna said he shared it with you. You didn't like it.
Yeah,
that was a bummer.
Alan says the standing unit needs to be connected to a window. Does it cost the same in electricity and a mini split? And to be fair, I did not explain the deal to you very well, Marcy. I just said, hey, do you like this? So if you have more questions about that one, let me know. The standing unit needs to be connected to a window. Does it cost the same in electricity as a mini split? I think that the window makes it more expensive, actually. Is that true in terms of electricity? Is that
I
true,
don't know.
Alan?
I know it's 110 volt. You can plug it in anywhere, and if you really don't want to put it in the window, you make a hole in the wall and just put it there, and you're
I
fine.
think they're about the same.
Yeah.
Those floor units don't grab a bunch of
So
power.
think about it like this: it's $400 per unit, and you don't have to do any electrical. The other one's $500 per unit plus all the electrical you need to do: new breakers, new tubes, new wiring, everything to the roof. You know.
They do look a lot better though.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
But I'm just talking about
If you're trying to sell the property or rent a room on Airbnb, split units are definitely the way to go.
Do you drive up on a potential property to purchase in the flip-flop flipper wrapped Cybertruck?
I did yesterday.
Yeah.
I did yesterday. We went and looked.
How did that go?
I had fun driving it. So I don't know how it went. Does it cause the people to think that I'm going to pay more money? If they watch the YouTube channel, they'll know that that's bullshit because I don't overpay. So that's what my wife says. You can't drive up in this. They're going to want to charge us too much. Well, then we just don't buy it. I mean,
Simple
if
as that.
you know who we are, you know that we wanted it basically half price. So
We want a deal. That's good. That's funny. It would be amazing to have a call with one of you guys. Call a lead so that we can hear your pitch. You all take turns. That would be amazing live education. Are you talking about a property or for fundraising?
a potential.
What Emmanuel does. Just call lead and see how it goes.
What are you doing? You going to do it now?
No. What Emmanuel does, that he calls people,
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
offers and all that stuff. That's what she's talking
We probably need to do that in private too, depending on what we're talking about. But
I would do a live call. I mean,
no,
if someone has a deal they want us to call on them.
no,
I'll
they
try
to
it.
call an investor.
To call an investor to raise money?
I think so.
Oh, right. I could call my friend Garrett Smoke. We could do a live call.
You
on
could do it for an
exactly
hour.
how that goes.
Well, we
He
could-
will ask me a few questions, and I'll answer the questions. And at the end of the thing, I'll be like, "You going to do this or what?"
Garrett would do that. That'd be good.
We could
Yeah.
also do that once the foreclosure list is solid. We can go raise money and show them.
Oh, and it is saying a regular deal.
Oh yeah, that's easy.
Yeah, we can definitely do
we
that.
can absolutely. So the regular deal things.
Yeah.
Realtors, sellers, no problem.
I'll call that lady Krista who hates me right now.
I heard your live calls with her. Actually,
Oh,
if we
man.
had filmed that and put that on YouTube, it would have been gold.
Guys, I'm like getting into fights with this realtor. She is so mean. So, Krista, if you're watching this, I think you're very unprofessional, but so am I. Apparently. No, that would have been really
That
good.
would have been great stuff.
Yeah. Let's see. And that's what Emmanuel does live. Great education. Yes, Emmanuel does call people live on Wednesdays at 5. Is that right?
Yeah.
And people really like it. So if you guys haven't been to Emmanuel's live call,
And most
Check
of
it
his
out.
calls are done in Spanish, right? So he's calling Spanish realtors speaking in Spanish. Well, you guys, you didn't have a lot of questions for the first 45 minutes, and now you got all kinds of questions. I love it.
Alan says, you mentioned a clause to include in your partnership for a separation procedure if needed. Pick one member at random who decides on a current value. The other chooses to either buy or sell.
And Monica's talking about the deal we went and looked at in the flip-flop flipper mobile yesterday.
yeah.
Or no, there's a duplex in a non-flood zone in St. Pete. Is that a different deal, Monica? I don't know.
Let us know, Monica. His or share at half the tested values. Can you share a copy of the language you use in your operating agreement for a give or take number?
Oh, man, Alan, this is so easy. I would just do it with a text message. So in our operating agreement, though, specifically, so we're setting up, we're going to go, Alan and I are going to buy something, and we're deciding ahead of time that if the marriage doesn't work out, how are we going to split it off? Alan's asking about a give or take number, which is a phenomenal way to get out of partnerships. Yeah, I'll have to dig that up, Alan, and figure out where to use it. But the general idea is what Alan's talking about is we agree ahead of time that should the partnership, someone wants out of the partnership for whatever reason, it could be good, bad, or the other, right? It doesn't really matter. and one person's going to buy the other person out. What we've done, Alan, how you write this up, I don't know, but we flip a coin, literally flip a coin, and it's heads or tails. One person flips it, one person calls it. The person who calls it gets to decide if they're going to give the number or take the number. So if you flip the coin and I call heads, it lands on heads, then I get to decide, hey, Alan, you're going to give me the number. Why that's so important is because when you're doing the give or take in order to exit, you have to be thoughtful of, am I happy with the number? If they say, I'll take the money, I'm going to be happy to give them the money. And if they say they'll give the money, I'm going to be happy with receiving the money. It keeps people so honest, right? There's no need for appraisals. There's no need for anything.
Yeah.
You just
what are you happy with?
You just are happy with the deal. We bought it for $100,000. We think it's worth $300,000. And so we've got this $200,000 in equity, right?
Yeah.
And then the give or take number would be, somewhere between that 100,000 and 300,000.
So what do you do with, so you buy something for 100, it's worth 300. If I put in the 100,000, how do you split up a give or take it? Are you saying I'm going to buy it for 200,000?
Yeah.
But so I'm getting 100,000.
So let's just say we did it a true 50-50. You put up 50, I put up 50.
Okay.
So we have equal amount of money in.
What if we have unequal amounts?
If we have unequal amount of money in,
yeah,
then the amount of money that's in has to always be considered to go back to the person who has it.
Yeah.
So how does that work? If Alan and I have partnered and Alan's put in 100 and I've put in nothing.
Yeah.
And Alan now gives, or let's say I give Alan the number. Hey, Alan, I will give $150,000 for the property. That means that I'm going to give Alan back his $100,000 plus $50,000.
Okay.
And if he says he'll take the money, then I would give him his $150,000.
And if you said you'll take
if
the
it's
money,
opposite, if
yeah.
Alan said to me, I'll give $150,000, and I say yes, I'll take it. Well, Alan gets credit for his $100K. He doesn't.
That he's already put in.
He doesn't have to give that to me. He gets to pull that back, and now he writes me a check for $50,000.
That makes sense. I was wondering that.
Yeah.
All right. Good to know. Anything else on that?
I just think it's a really good way. I mean, I've done deals like that with people that we knew going in we didn't like each other.
Yeah.
But we were at the foreclosure sale and we buy something together, and then we're saying, hey, eventually if we have to, we'll just want to buy the other guy out. And,
would you guys be having activities between July 2nd and July 12th? Auctions, looking at properties, meetups? I'll be in Puerto Rico those days.
oh man, I'm gonna be. Adon and I are going to Chicago. It looks like, and we're speaking at an event
On the 12th.
outside of Chicago on the 12th. On the 2nd, between the 2nd and the 12th,
I have to go.
I'm gonna be in town.
No, I gotta go.
You got to go to volleyball?
Yep.
Oh, nice. All right.
I can leave in 15 minutes.
Okay.
This is what I say to people who want to
10 minutes, guys.
meet us.
What's that at?
People want to meet us. You need to be in Apex, or else I'm not going to meet you. I've done this fucking twice. Twice they haven't been there. Twice they wasted my time. So
What they no-showed you?
yeah, because they send the message to the flip-flop flipper here, and then he's like, this guy wants to meet us. Let's go. Oh, I'm not in town, so you go. And then I meet the fucking guy, and yeah. So
Well, and guys, we're not trying to be
Apex, and then we'll all meet you.
We just have a lot of people that want to do meetups, and we have to have a way to filter it. So
Yep.
we're not trying to be, exclusive or whatever. But
I am.
We can't be meeting with 10,000. We got 25,000 subscribers, and it becomes too much. We got to have like a Comic-Con. If we bring everyone, have a stadium full of people.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
I like that.
We're going to do a meet and greet.
We are going to do a
Anyone
meet and
can
greet.
come meet us with that, as long as you're in Apex.
As long as they're in Apex. And it says, I know Emmanuel does an amazing job. I was thinking it'd be great to hear everyone's styles. Maybe we could make a video.
Yeah,
Or all three
I'd
of
like
us
to do it. I'd like to
It'd
do
be
it,
fun.
Anna.
There is a video.
We-
Anna, if you go watch the Flip Your First House on the masterclass stuff on the
I was
class.
going to say, I think we've done it once or twice before, right? Where we've
Yeah, it's in the classroom in school, and you can see McKenna and Robert actually offering on their deals.
You know what we should do, guys?
But I'd be glad to do it again.
We should all three call the same deal separately,
Well,
so
I
they
like
can see how our deals go, and we'll analyze them separately. We'll all make 3 separate offers to the same person. I like that.
I like that.
They're gonna think
The poor realtor on the other end
they
is going to be like, what the hell is going on?
on?
I like that.
Oh man, Alan says I get the idea. Do you have legal language I can copy and paste my LLC? Has your attorney done it for you?
Alan, you received the operating agreement when you
No,
signed
I
it.
don't. I don't have it in there though.
Yeah.
Alan, I have to go back into the archives because I was using this when we were buying 2 houses a week at the foreclosure sale for all of those years. That's when I was doing the give or take number quite often.
Yeah.
It's probably been 10 years since I've done it.
You'll have to go find an old one.
So yeah, I have it somewhere. I just have to figure out where.
Miguel says, invest in properties. Would it be a great idea right now since the economy is bad and there's conflict between countries?
Well, Miguel, I think it's always a good time to invest in real estate as long as you're getting a good deal, right?
Yeah.
Like, so is it a good time to go buy anything like it was in 2012? Probably not. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, in 2012, you literally could have bought anything, even up to full price. And if you still owned it today, you'd be looking back going, wow, I was a freaking genius. Well, that was the bottom of the market. We're not there yet. But if you're anywhere in the world and you're able to invest in real estate and it sells at a price, you can get it at half price or 60 cents on the dollar and then minus repairs, it's always a good time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, would I want to be buying houses in Iran right now? No, because you don't know if it's going to get blown up tomorrow. Would I want to be buying houses in Israel right now? Probably not. But as soon as this conflict is over,
Now, let me tell you, land value. I mean, how bad can the land get?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, as soon as the conflict's over, though, things are going to go back to normal.
Yeah.
So I think it's perfectly safe to be buying houses in Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, New York, California, wherever you're at, Puerto Rico, especially Puerto Rico. I was just doing research today. Did you guys know that Puerto Rico's increasing at like 5% a year? Like even now,
No.
Florida's slowed down.
And we're negative right now.
We're going down instead of up. And probably what happens is there's a lag, and then 6 months or a year from now, we'll see that in Puerto Rico too.
Yeah.
That's generally how that works. But even then, today, when I buy a house in this neighborhood, knowing that it's gone down, say 15% over the last year, yeah, I would. I just like that number of whatever it's worth today. Let's buy it at half, and we're good.
I think too, with the way inflation's going, cash is not really where I want to be. So even though real estate is going down in Florida, that's retail real estate. We're talking about buying things that are a good deal to start with. So even if your good deal becomes slightly less good,
Yeah,
it's still better than holding cash. You're still going to have value add. And the second interest rates drops, guys, I mean, it's just going to explode all over again. And I'd much rather have a bunch of property than a bunch of cash in 5 years. I'm sure.
One other thing I'll say about a declining market, when retail goes down 20%, wholesale probably could go down 40% or 50%. So if retail is at $100,000 and it's been like that for the last few years, and we have to pay $60,000 minus repairs, and that's what we've been doing, and then it starts to drop and it gets to where it's only worth $80,000. What we will see, and we've seen this time and again, the wholesale level, you'll start buying these properties at 40 cents on the dollar. So you'll go from $60,000 on $100,000 to less than $40,000 on an $80,000 house. That's just how that happens. The wholesale level, the people who have the junky houses, they freak the hell out.
Yeah.
And they start giving them away. And then again, in 2012, literally everything that you bought was.
Well, and there's less
just
buyers
go
for the
buy.
junk. There's less buyers for everything.
Yeah. And that's something else that I'll say, Miguel. People that tell me they're going to sit it out until there's a correction, you guys are never going to be the ones who get to take advantage of the correction. I'm sorry. It's just a freaking pipe dream. You have to be in the game. People get mad at me because I buy real estate and I get great deals. Well, the reason I buy real estate and get great deals is because it's what I do every single day, 365 days of the year.
Yeah.
We're looking at stuff, we're making offers on things, and we're just going to get our share of the great deals. And you can't do that unless you're also doing what I'm doing.
If you're not looking now, you won't be looking in 2 years.
No way.
And then by the time
No
you're
way.
up and running, all the good deals are gone.
Yeah.
Robert bought them. I bought
And if the price does correct, guys, please remember we saw this movie. I mean, it was terrible in 2008 when that happened, and people lost everything.
Yeah.
But other people got stupid rich.
Yeah.
And if it happens again, I'm going to be one of those guys getting stupid rich. What does our friend say? He likes to make 3 types of money, Dave Steck.
ungodly.
Ungodly, obscene, and embarrassing, or
Yeah,
something like that.
ungodly, obscene, and embarrassing.
Yeah, when the market corrects like that, you're about to make obscene money.
If you're set up right, and that's what we're trying to do here in the group too. I mean, that's
Yeah.
the whole point of
Yeah.
Apex is you need a community of people to do anything. It's very powerful if you've got 40 like-minded people doing something versus if it's just us.
And by the way, if we see it, we're going to tell you.
Yeah, we're
Like, it's not going to be a secret that we're going to hide. We're not just going to go be buying everything and keeping it all secret to ourselves. We're going to tell the world what we're doing, and still most people won't do it. But it won't be because we didn't say, hey, now's the time to go all in.
I always
Empty your
think
bank
it's
account.
so funny when people are like, "Oh, I can't tell you what I'm doing. I need you to sign an NDA." All this, I got industry secrets. I'm like, man, you don't have anything, and I'm not gonna do it. I don't care.
Yeah.
And no one else cares either, man.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you don't talk about a property if you don't have a contract, but even then, I'm like,
So,
it'll be fine.
Miguel, I can't stress it. I can't really say it more sternly than this. Yes, go out there, start making offers. This is a great time to invest right now. And if you do it, then you'll be set up for when it gets better. And if you do it when the market comes back, you get rich. I mean, it's always the right time to start. The best time to start was yesterday. And if you didn't start yesterday, then today will be okay.
All right. Miguel's last question says, how can I prepare myself to do a refinance with a bank? And what are the requirements as an exit strategy?
Oh, that's a good question. So we're going
Oh, and
through.
here's another question up here. Sorry. Go ahead, though.
We're going through getting financing on this Monroe package right now. So having your tax returns done.
I just did my taxes today.
Turns out that's important. You know, like, who knew, right? Like, we don't borrow money from the banks, and they're like, "Yeah, send us your last 2 tax returns." I'm like, "Huh." We got extensions because of hurricanes and all kinds of things in Florida. So I don't have 23 or 24 taxes done. So you did yours today. I'm doing 23 and 24 right now so that we can get this loan.
Yep.
So get your tax returns done. Having verifiable income is huge. So if you're refinancing a rental property, being able to produce rental agreements and things like that, and showing what revenue is coming in, that's going to be big. Simple common sense stuff, though. That's what will set you up for success.
Yeah.
What was his other question that we didn't get to?
It is, what can I do after renovations are complete in a property? And when I do the refinance at a bank, the appraised value is $30K less, and they only offer 70% LTV, no profit, but I have the $300 cash flow. That is a story we know, Miguel. The banks in Puerto Rico are so controlling with appraisals, I think.
So, real life example, Adon and I have a 4-plex house in Carolina. We bought it the foreclosure sale. We fixed it up. It's beautiful. We went to the bank to refinance it, and we only have $260,000 in it.
See everybody, I gotta run.
Kenna's going to play volleyball.
Just watch my 14-year-old play volleyball.
Oh, sweet. That's fun. The appraisal came in $100,000 less than it should.
Yep. It's pretty bad.
And we took the money.
And that's all you could do. It's
I
just
mean,
whatever you
so
can
what's
get.
that mean? I mean, we thought we would cash out, get all of our cash out of it. We ended up not getting all of our cash out of it, but we got most of our cash out of it. We got about half of our cash out of it, right?
No,
Less.
I don't think it was half.
I don't think
I think it was about half.
we got we got all the renovation money out, and we still have all the initial investment in. So that's
what we did. Yeah.
And then we have maybe some cash flow. And Miguel, if you're planning on keeping this thing forever and the cash flow works out that you don't have to come out of pocket and you're just collecting $300, it's better than not having the money to go to your next deal. I can tell you that.
Yeah, you want to pull out as much as you can. Let
Yeah.
the bank finance the 70%. We had the choice too that we could have fought the appraisal, but it's just you rarely are going to win that. Don gave them comps. We showed them why we thought it should be worth what it should be worth. We've even sold things since then that were higher than this thing appraised for. We still have this one, but eventually we'll sell it, and when we do, we'll get what it's worth. It's probably worth 370, 400,000 even. So
Yeah.
hopefully we'll be fine down the road, and we'll sell it. We'll get all our money out then.
Boy, don't we wish we had that little clause in, huh?
The little flip a coin, give or take number. Yeah, for sure.
Here's another one. And guys, we're getting to the end of this, so we'll take a couple more questions. Good morning, Alan. I've been looking at deals in Adictos y Subastas. What's the best way for me to bid without being in Puerto Rico? You clone yourself and you fly him over and you just leave him in the courthouse. Or you can partner with me. The other way I've seen it is you hire an attorney and they go bid for you. But I seen the attorneys go, they're not that good. They'll just sit there, say, oh, you pass that number, that's it. They're not going to move a dollar more up. So if you can't be here, partner with somebody. If not, hire somebody.
Yeah, and if you want to go to the foreclosure sale and you can't be here, Don's going to the foreclosure sale, and we've done it now a few times, so we have a system in place. And if you want to join us, then reach out to Don.
And AG, if you want to meet, send me a message on school. Mike said, learn about note investing in Apex. That's true. I actually saw that today. So there's a classroom section about retirement, and Mike and McKenna are in there teaching people how to do that. I was going to go through that tonight. So that seems pretty cool.
And we're grateful to have guys like Mike inside of Apex, right? Like, so you guys, Apex isn't just about Don and McKenna and Robbie. It's about all of you who come and have different expertise. And Mike's taught master classes with us, and we're buying a house with Mike. I am hopeful that he's going to find someone to buy some notes that I have. At the very least, I'm going to learn about how to sell notes and invest in notes. And this is a part of the business I've never done. So I think it's, you guys use the community, use each other to make more money, right? Like there's so many different paths to wealth in real estate, and we got a whole bunch of successful people in this group. So take advantage of that and make sure you reach out to the people who are posting and talking about what they're doing.
Guys, the same way you would post on Apex about a deal, you don't just do it once. You do it a bajillion times until someone answers your question, or reach out to people directly.
Don't be shy. Exactly.
Yeah. Last question. Do you have room for any more hashtags? Yes, we do. So send us some and we'll put them in.
Why are we missing something? Because I used to say
we have a lot of
over again.
We have a lot of hashtags in our descriptions. I'm thinking of doing a short on how Robert and Adam meet. Would be awesome. I think that'd be great. Let's do it.
It was like when peanut butter met chocolate.
Yeah. So you're the guy who took my mom's house. That's me.
That was me.
Come and join me.
Yeah.
No problem. I'm going.
She got anything? I think. Hey, does she have anything else? We can get that too.
Yeah, I know, we're working on that right now. It's like, when Darth Vader.
I hope Don's mom's not watching. Holy cow!
She doesn't support these things. It's like when Darth Vader asked Luke, "Join me," and he said no. I would have said yes. I'm like, let's go.
It's a good story we've told several times, though.
I know.
And you know that you're meant to meet someone when you invite them over to your house, and he says, that's my house that I grew up in, man. Did you buy that from my mother? And I'm
Yep.
like, yep, that's me. And I think Adon knew it, and I knew. I'm like, man, there must be a reason.
Yeah, 100%. I can relate, says Michael Purse to Alan. Alan says to that, it's about Calle Loiza. I don't know what that is. If you're talking to me, Emmanuel, then yes, I'll call you right back. So guys, actually, this is a pretty cool deal I'm trying to get. So I went to look at this deal that Emmanuel has, and it's 2 buildings around Calle Loiza, and the guy wants a lot of money. Emmanuel offered him a very, very high seller finance deal, and I did kind of like what Robert and McKenna did in Louisiana. It's just like I went in, it's like, look, I can't do that deal because I just don't see those numbers working for me here. But what I did do is offer the guy half of my project. So he would put his houses in for a certain amount, and then I would come up with the money to fix it, and then we split the profits on top. So if he does that, we'll be making a lot of videos about it. So
and by doing that, Adon gets in with, a lot of the money is raised by the seller. He puts it in at a price. Then all Adon has to do is come to the table with the renovation money and do all of the work that it takes to make the thing nice so that you can sell it for $1 million. And then he gets his money that he put the property in at plus half of the profits.
Yep.
It's not a bad deal. It's not a bad deal for him, and it's not a bad deal for you either, Adon. It's a pretty cool.
That's what I was thinking. It's like the seller is gonna get potentially $600,000 just, and I did all the work. So, seller financing, maybe there is a buyer in the group. There's definitely buyers for seller financing if you do the right deal. So go for it.
What are we talking? Is someone having a conversation in the comments that we're not?
There might be. I don't know what Josh was referring to, but go. There's definitely
Joshua. If you've got seller finance deals and you bring them into our group, there's lots of people who are interested in it.
Yeah. Miguel can do a part of the cash flow. Man, there must be a conversation here. I'm lost. Anna, I'll message you tonight.
Awesome.
How should I invite to subscribe if you love this content?
Who should I invite?
Who should I invite?
Subscribe if I love.
Who are you gonna invite? Invite everybody.
All of your friends and anybody who wants to get out of the rat race and become a real estate investor. We would love to see them show up to a Monday Night Live, join the free community, whatever it is. Do all the things.
There you go.
Hi to everyone. Great content. Thanks again.
What's the ARV on Calle Loiza? I'll let you know once I got the deal in, but it could be 1.2 or more. So I'll let you know. I kind of thought your YouTube channel would flop at first. Now I watch your YouTube shorts every day.
I have a convert. That's awesome.
There you go.
I think one time a hater said, "Hey, I used to hate you, but now I watch your stuff." I'm like, "All right, that's why I do this."
Twice.
It's happened. Yeah.
Twice, and we actually met the second guy. It was like, all right, well. Guys,
cool. Thanks, Halifax guy, for watching, man. We really do appreciate it.
Join us on Apex Halifax, guys, so you can see what we're really doing. Guys, thank you for your time. Don't forget to like the video. This has been awesome, and let's catch up tomorrow where we're going to be presenting deals.
See you, Mike. Good night.
It'll be real fun. All right, so don't forget to like the video, and if you found value in this, please share it with everybody. It'll help us out, and it'll help them to understand what you're trying to do too. So
tomorrow night, you did mention we're going to do the Shark Tank.
I did.
Okay.
But just in case, we're doing real estate Shark Tank, where we take a bite out of your deals tomorrow. So
we're looking at the deals. We deep dive them. We've had some really good deals the last couple of times. We had a couple that we think we're funding.
I went to look at one on Saturday, so we can talk about it tomorrow.
Great power hour. Thanks, Jay. Great content. Thank you, guys.
Nova Scotia.
Love it. All right.
Let's do it. Well, guys, thank you.
All right. Good night, everybody.
There you go.
This is Emmanuel, and in just 3 weeks, he found the deal of a lifetime, negotiated an offer, got it accepted, found the EMD from a third party, me, and then found the buyer to sell it. Now, how did he do all of that? He's a member of the Flip Flop Flipper Apex community. And inside of Apex, he was able to find the buyer who's an operator. He was able to find someone who wanted to put up the money, and he's got the deal of a lifetime done, and it's going to make $40,000 on his very first deal. So if that sounds good to you, and you want to be like Emmanuel, comment Apex, and I'll send you the link.